Hey, Donna and Don, thank you so very much. I was just waving because I saw Donna over there. But hey, we'll come right to me anyway. Listen, I have got an awesome, cool segment with my friends from NVIDIA. But before we do that, they brought us a video. So let's check that out.
Microsoft and NVIDIA are helping the global $46 trillion manufacturing industry digitalize their processes. Industrial workflows require highly skilled teams working across many tools and applications. NVIDIA Omniverse Cloud APIs on Microsoft Azure bring data interoperability, collaboration, and physically based visualization to software tools for designing, building, and operating industrial digital twins. To build an operational digital twin, designers first design, engineer, and simulate products and manufacturing processes using Hexagon Nexus. Facility planners use Hexagon scanners to capture the real world and render in Reality Cloud Studio. Engineers work in Rockwell Automation's Emulate 3D to simulate production systems before deploying to the physical factory. Then, with Omniverse APIs, data from each of these applications flows seamlessly into a unified Omniverse digital twin in Microsoft Power BI, where teams can see their 3D data in context. When the factory comes online, IoT data is live linked to the Omniverse digital twin in Power BI. And when connected to Microsoft Copilot, factory operators can gain insights into their production data using natural language. Together, Microsoft and NVIDIA are bringing AI and collaboration to the next era of industrial digitalization.
All right, so we are here with my friend Ganesh from NVIDIA, and we've got Adam from Microsoft. All right, let's start off. Talk a little bit about your role, particularly at NVIDIA, and then Adam, you at Microsoft.
Yes. It's great to be here. Thank you. My name is Ganesh Sivaraman. I'm part of the Omniverse partnership team, and I lead Strategic Alliance, and Microsoft is an important partner that we are working closely together to drive massive adoptions of Omniverse to our ISV and ecosystem partners.
Very cool.
Great, and my name's Adam. I'm a Principal Program Manager here at Microsoft within the Edge and Platform team. So my team helps build all the products that help you get that data from your industrial systems on the edge into Azure, as well as begin to find analytics there. And working with NVIDIA is a massive partner for us as we try and help our customers, find value in that data for industrial systems.
Very super cool. So I'm going to ask kind of the typical first question. Why are we here? Why are we having this talk? But I'm going to throw in a little interjection here. Why is this relevant to our developer friends out here?
So the entire heavy industry is going through a massive amount of transformation. And the transformation is happening through the process of actually building a digital twin of a physical space. So as we are actually embracing all the great things related to AI, there's a lot of changes that is happening where people want to drive more efficiency and reduce cost. So instead of building a brand new factory, how cool would it be if you can actually build that in the digital twin of it, iterate through rapidly in the virtual world before you actually lay any foundations? And that's what we are here about, that massive transformation that's happening in the $50 trillion industry. That's what we are talking about through Omniverse and the partnership that we are having with Microsoft. And I know there are various ways of actually enabling that.
Yes, and before all that, like a lot of these kinds of things, the reasons we do it, like Ganesh mentioned before, optimizing these designs, creating these operations, and some of the mechanisms that we do this with, these technology enablers we have, are these open standards, this concept of USD or OpenUSD that we'll talk about more in a second, as well as this generative AI and the use of robotics, and the ability to essentially use robotics and create environments within Omniverse that you can then use to train these robots later on down the line without having to commit all these resources to doing it, as well as, of course, RTX with NVIDIA.
Yeah, so RTX and accelerated computing at NVIDIA plays a major role in building these digital twins, and it allows us to actually create these large-scale, massive real-world simulations in the digital world. And these are the kind of the underlying technology enablers and foundations that NVIDIA and Microsoft is bringing to bear.
Looking at all of this, like, crazy industrial things. You're doing all of this in a world before you even stick a shovel into a piece of ground.
Yeah, that's right. That's the power.
That is amazing. Share a little bit about, and talk a little bit more about the role of data interoperability and open standards like, Adam, you talked about OpenUSD.
Yes.
So OpenUSD, for those who don't know, the USD stands for Universal Scene Descriptor. So it actually came from the media and entertainment industry. Pixar was the one who actually created it. It was actually for movie making. So if you think about movie making, it's a team sport. There are several different kinds of collaborators that actually come together to build an incredible movie. Guess what? In the industrial world, it's also a team sport. You have several different functional expertise that comes together to build a factory. So OpenUSD is the standard of the digital world of creating these 3D workloads and 3D use cases, and OpenUSD is that standard. And NVIDIA, along with other industry partners, came together to create this alliance of OpenUSD, and it unlocks the way to create these digital twins in a very collaborative way. And that's essentially the foundation for a lot of things that we are talking about around AI and simulations, because OpenUSD kind of becomes that de facto industry standard.
This is crazy because normally when you think Hollywood, right, you're like, they're the ones who create these fake things that sit right in front and that stuff. And then we're almost flipping it in reverse where you're doing it kind of in a not real world and then bringing that to the real world.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Technology that Hollywood built.
That's right.
Super cool.
That's right.
Did you have something, Adam?
Within USD, it's amazing that essentially the special effects world has this, this great pipeline. They've been doing these things for decades and decades, and the industrial world is getting their head around this 3D world. It's a very complex, very difficult world, and tools like OpenUSD really help kind of democratize it and allow everybody to start, contributing to that. And there's just so much functionality within there, and NVIDIA is doing amazing things with Omniverse and the USD format itself.
And now we've got this collaboration, right?
Yes.
So to the next level.
Exactly. So what we're doing, we're working closely with NVIDIA here at Microsoft to help bring that Omniverse reality to all of these industrial systems and all these industrial customers that are looking to get involved in this. And to that end, we've started working very closely, and Ganesh can also mention this as well, on some of the projects to help first bring a lot of their industrial data in to the Omniverse experience, as well as help you do these predictions, these synthetic generations like we discussed before.
Right. So Microsoft and NVIDIA are kind of uniquely positioned to go after this new era of, as we said, the new era of building these digital worlds and tapping into the $50 trillion industry. And we are uniquely positioned because if you think about the power of what NVIDIA is bringing to the table through its GPU and through its accelerated computing, and the power of what Microsoft has done for decades with around data and platform play that has been ubiquitous in the enterprise industries. Now you're bringing those two worlds together to unlock this incredible potentials where people are actually going to be not thinking about the physical space first, but creating all of that in the digital twin, as a digital twin in the virtual world. And through this partnership, we are actually, as Satya was mentioning in his keynote, we're actually bringing Omniverse Cloud APIs first on Azure, which is essentially going to be allowing for our end customers as well as our ISV ecosystem players to bring a massive amount of workloads running on Azure, running on NVIDIA GPUs. So that's essentially the partnerships that are underlying that. Do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Of course, yeah. So this is a great kind of vision and what we're trying to achieve alongside NVIDIA. And you can see here, this doesn't include just Microsoft and NVIDIA. There are many other partners and other people involved in this awesome ecosystem that's currently going on here. And to that end, as you can see here, the Omniverse Cloud in the center here, bringing in some of that physical asset data from Azure ISV Operations, which is one of the products my engineering team builds to help grab that data from the edge into Azure to be able to do awesome things like this with it. But once you have that data, once you have all these things, there are so many different experiences via these Omniverse Cloud APIs that you can start using this with. For example, the one on the right here, and the one we'll talk about in a bit, is the awesome ability that we've had to embed this within Power BI. So what you can actually achieve is the data living inside Power BI, which is a very traditional way that many of our customers today use to consume this information.
And we've been doing this for a hot minute, right?
Yeah, and now you can start bringing in this awesome, rich 3D experience with that data context beside it. And all of a sudden, you've started to elevate your general consumption of how you interpret these signals and things you're seeing within your site.
All right, we saw a really cool video earlier. Are there other kind of examples of the work that y'all have been doing together?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about this joint work that Microsoft and NVIDIA came together, and we showcased this a live operational digital twin at 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗸𝗀𝗀 just last month in Germany. So what you're seeing here is two robotic arms that was built by Microsoft ground up for 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗸𝗀𝗀, where we're actually showing how the whole sim to real gap, the simulation to real gap was fulfilled using Omniverse and Isaac Sim, where we actually simulated the robotic motion and the whole operations of that robot in Omniverse even before the robot was actually programmed. And then I'll let Adam actually fill in the pieces where how Microsoft and the Azure Stack was used. And then we actually used Power BI as the end customer experience, where we were streaming Omniverse embedded viewport into the Power BI application to kind of create that operational digital twin experience for the customer. So you're actually seeing two different really powerful use cases come together. One is how do you fill the simulation sim to real gap using Omniverse and Isaac Sim, and then how do you use Power BI and create like that operational digital twin of a real factory in action. And do you want to talk about the Azure Stack?
Of course. I just want to mention as well, because I think it's really cool, a lot of these robots that you see here, they were trained within that synthetic world, correct? So this is an evolution. What you're seeing here was a live representation. So the actual video is a recording of when we had the physical machine at 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗸𝗀𝗀𝗀 beside it. So, we had people come up to our booth and say, oh, that's a video, this doesn't seem right. But no, we would stop this whole thing would stop, those pucks would stop moving around. This is one-to-one a representation of what's happening in the physical space. This isn't any video, this is a true articulation. Everything is there that we're representing.
It's essentially where you can see potential issues, any of those things that may come up as if it was happening.
So it's a great point that you bring up. The use case that we're talking about is remote monitoring, remote operations. So imagine
gotcha.
if I was the executive VP responsible for my entire factory operations worldwide.
Right.
And if I have a team of people that are sitting in my HQ and they're trying to figure out the KPIs and the problems that I need to deal with on a day-to-day basis at a production level, now they actually don't have to send humans and people into a factory.
Yeah, okay.
They can actually remotely look at the entire operation as they are happening through this experience. And that's the ultimate vision, the ultimate goal that Microsoft and NVIDIA are coming together to bring the two platforms together to create that experience.
By using the data, essentially, coming from that edge to enrich it, by using the NVIDIA ecosystem to present it, but also because it's in this format, like I said, we can start simulating things in the future, we can start building brand new things, all with that same kind of open USD in the middle that's helping articulate a lot of these connectivity pieces together.
This is just mind-blowing. So it's amazing. Though I'm not quite sure the guy who used to travel to the thing likes that much, right? Because he wants to travel to see that.
They can take more travel vacations, let's put it that way.
There you go, personal vacations. All right, anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
We are super excited for the partnership with Microsoft, and it's really exciting that Satya and Jensen at that executive level are also very aligned with the vision. There's a lot more exciting things coming, and we are excited to bring those as the two teams work closer together and bring those to general availability in the coming months and year.
Yeah, and from the Microsoft side, same thing. We've got so many awesome things that we're currently working with NVIDIA internally. They're building on the kind of concepts here, and we're just super looking forward to getting them out to everybody to be able to kind of allow all of our users to have the experience of being able to build something like this and use it for all of their industrial systems. So I think together we're going to make some really amazing stuff.
This is so super cool. I love this story. I love hearing, oh, hey, we're going to take things that were invented in Hollywood and we're going to bring this into a manufacturing world, and we're going to change not only how you do things before you build,
that's correct,
all the way through building to actual real-time execution and delivering that with the data and the power and the tool set. A lot of these tool sets are already in use.
Correct.
We have Azure, we have Power BI, and then you just expand upon it with the NVIDIA experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So super cool. Ganesh, Adam, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And for those of you in the audience and those of you watching at home or wherever else you happen to be watching, looking at Power BI data, you can get more about the NVIDIA partnership that we have through our partner directory, the feature partner directory right there on the build.microsoft website. You can go there, get some really cool demos, get some really cool information, so check it out. More from Microsoft Build coming up.